Hello everyone, my name is Archana Baliga and with me I have Mr. Krishna Prasad Adapa, Director, Accolades Academy, Mangalore. In view of CRESCENDO 2019, an inter-school extemporary speech contest that is going to be held on Jan 13th, that is coming Sunday, we thought it fit for the viewers to know a little more about Accolades Academy. We have been consistently hearing about Accolades Academy, and we would like to know a lot more about it. And with that, I would like to ask my first question: what is Accolades Academy all about?
Well, Archana, Accolades Academy is an institution where we train children in the nuances of public speaking. We started off in the year 2013 and it's about 5 years now. We have a presence in a few schools in Mangalore, and we train children in the nuances of public speaking, like I said before, which also augments their speaking skills, their interpersonal skills, and their communication skills.
How does it benefit students, sir?
Well, I think it really benefits students in very many ways. Primarily, to begin with, it's something which enhances their confidence to a great extent. When children are trained, they feel much more confident in communicating what they want to express across. You would notice that many a child who is academically brilliant would feel a little inhibited when she or he is asked to express in an open audience. This happens very many times, right? So, if someone over a period of time is trained in the nuances of public speaking, it enables them to gain confidence. So, I think it really helps students to come out of their shell and to express themselves.
What are the benefits of starting it early for students?
Yes. When you start early, when we take a child in 3rd or 4th standard and start training the child, you know, the child at that age usually is more expressive. Now, if you had to take a child somewhere in the 9th or 10th, these children are very conscious of themselves. So, if they were to get into the realm of public speaking for the very first time, they feel a little daunted. But when you take when you take an young child somewhere in the 3rd or 4th standard, you find that the child is more at home expressing himself or herself. So, I think you need to really start young, and over a period of time when the child has been trained, I think it stays with him or her.
Okay.
So, it's kind of internalizing the skills that the child would have.
Okay. Is it only for the students or can anyone be a part of this?
It's not necessarily limited to students as such. I think you find the uses of, the benefits of public speaking across different segments or the strata of society. Okay. You'd find it useful amongst professionals who would want to probably make a presentation or address an audience. It comes in very useful when you want to communicate a message across. Okay. So, there is nothing like that it's limited to students as such. Okay. Some of us basically are natural when it comes to speaking in public, but not all of us are. It could be for a variety of reasons. So, having said that, I think it's not just the benefits of this is not limited to the students as such.
So, a working woman or anybody can.
Anybody. And it's not only working women, we have also had homemakers, okay. Housewives,
yes, okay.
who always wanted, it's like they are very intelligent ladies, yes. And they are homemakers by choice. It's not for want of skill or ability that they are they are homemakers, right?
Yeah.
So, I think it gives them a kind of a feel of what they really can do you know,
yes.
and really express themselves much, much better.
Okay. How does reading play a role in public speaking?
Well, now to tell you how does reading actually help about in public speaking, it's like what kind of a public speaking are you really doing?
Okay.
Now, it could be a presentation where you study what you need to express or need to communicate. That's one aspect of it. So that's a kind of a prepared presentation.
Yes.
That's something which falls under the realm of prepared speeches.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in such a case, you do an in-depth study of the material that you intend to communicate well in advance.
Okay.
So you're prepared, right? So you have sufficient time. Now let's get into another aspect of public speaking, which is extemporary. Now when it comes to extemporary, I think knowing things really helps.
Yes.
And for knowing things, you ought to be reading.
Yes.
It's an unfortunate thing that these days the youngsters do not really take on to reading, and that in a way kind of limits one's perspective. So I strongly feel that reading can be a real enabler.
Okay. You know, while we were speaking, you just said that, you know, a topic like a quantum physics comes for an extemporary topic. So not many would be able to talk about it, but how does a person go and present himself for a topic like that?
Right.
Yes.
Now that's a pretty good question. If someone were to be asked to speak on something about quantum physics
Yes.
as an extemporary topic, that would be challenging indeed.
Yes.
It depends whether that person asked to speak on the topic is aware of what quantum physics is all about.
Yes.
Well, if he does know about something about it, great. That's where reading comes in,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You know what's quantum physics
Yes.
and you speak on
Got
it.
it, yes.
Now let's take a case where there's a very prolific or a very confident speaker who doesn't know anything about quantum physics, but is, you know, able to articulate himself well only by virtue of the confidence.
Okay.
So that's how it would help.
With this, we'll take a short break. We will continue knowing a lot more about Accolades Academy. Welcome back, and we were talking about extemporary, and we were talking about quantum physics as a topic. I would like you to elaborate a little more as to how a person without knowing the topic would go and, you know, handle himself in a gathering.
Right. What I was trying to tell you is, basically if someone is asked to speak on a topic that he or she does not know anything about, that person is going to get a little rattled.
Yes.
What do I speak on this topic? That's going to happen. But let's pick on a person who is very confident. Now, his presence of mind and the way he takes it forward will connote the kind of the abilities that he has as a public speaker, right?
Yes.
So even without knowing anything on quantum physics,
Yes.
the least he could do is, well, this topic has really surprised me. There's not much that I can speak on quantum physics. Well, let me take a guess. I think it's something to do with physics. And having said physics, I think I'll also have to admit my limited knowledge on this. But the point is, he would still give you a very confident,
Yes.
you know, his demeanor would be very confident.
Yes.
So that's the whole thing about it.
Yeah.
So nothing is going to kind of, you know, throw him off his feet.
Yes. How long does it take for a person to be a good public speaker? Is there a time frame for that?
All right. How long would a person take to be a good public speaker is dependent on that individual. Okay. Some would take a short time, some would take a long time, and some people would never get to that. That could always happen because, you know, they have this kind of a built-in fear that they cannot face a camera or speak in public. But they're going to improve all the same. That's going to happen. but it's like saying getting butterflies in the stomach. Now even the most proficient of the speakers, the prolific speakers, do get butterflies in their stomach. But I think they are so much in command, they tell the butterflies to fly exactly the way they want the butterflies to fly. So that is how a confident speaker, the confidence in a speaker takes over.
But even then, sir, can you give me a time frame as to like how much time would it take?
Okay, the shortest period of time, depending on how frequently you apply yourself and work on it, I think minimum would be to find a perceptible difference from where someone is already to a point of scaling up. It would take a minimum of about 3 months. Yes, but there is something like this. If I have practiced the nuances of the various nuances of public speaking and I'm totally out of touch, then it might take me some time to get back into it again. So some take about 3 months, some 6 months, some take it a little longer. But here I need to add, if a person has the command of language, then it enables him to articulate his thoughts much better. So I think he or she can go about the public speaking part of it in a much confident manner.
Do you think the mother tongue or the regional influence can create a difference to the entire public speaking process?
Yeah, in a way it does, to the extent that we always have the influence of our mother tongue creeping in. Now English is an alien language to us. Most of us probably do not speak this language at home. So there is always this feeling that we are not very comfortable with the language normally. Having said that, and another thing is, you also have the influence of the local languages creeping in, and we try to speak in English thinking in the language which you are familiar with. Probably you have this statements like, are you going there? So you're trying to ask a question instead of asking them, are you going there? Or you get it?
With
as
tone.
if it's in Kannada.
Yeah, with the tone.
Yes, the interrogative part.
Yes.
Question.
Do you think it is important as studies? Public speaking as important as studies?
I think in these days of intense competition, a time has come where your interpersonal skills, your communicative skills are as important as what you studied. Because finally it boils down to that, how good you are in communicating across, right? Even to gel with your colleagues, and the perceptions have changed. You need to be a team person, right? A team player. Individual brilliance does matter, but beyond a point, it's a combination of individual brilliance which coupled with communicative abilities will take you to a next level. So I feel very strongly that it's as important as studies.
Where are the classes conducted other than at schools?
All right. We started off in 2013 at our own institute, at our own premises, and over a period of time, we have gradually moved on to different schools in Mangalore. I think we've had a lot of inputs happening from the students, from the parents, which kind of encouraged us to move into schools. We felt, it is a felt need, being good in public speaking is a felt need. It's a kind of a life skill. It's very much a life skill which is required for every student. So when we did approach the different school heads or the managements, it took us some bit of convincing initially at least, but having said that, I think they really looked into it and they felt that it would definitely add as far as their students were concerned, how they could be improved over a period of time. So that is how we started getting into schools. We still continue imparting this training in our own institute.
Okay.
And the training in our own institute helps children, especially those who do not have this course happening in their respective schools.
Yes.
So when the word of mouth gets across to them that there is something like this, so that is when they come to our institution. And we've had the honor of I think children from as many as 35 different institutes
Okay.
going through Accolades Academy.
Okay.
Yes.
And in school, sir, what is the age group that you cater to?
Well, in schools we start off from 3rd standard or 4th standard,
Okay.
and we go up to 10th.
Okay.
Now I need to probably give you a picture
Yes.
why 3rd or 4th
Yes.
and why up to 10th.
10th, yes.
We have broadly categorized these groups into 3:
Okay.
the sub-juniors,
Okay.
the juniors and the seniors. The 3rd and the 4th standard are basically sub-juniors. The 5th, 6th and 7th are juniors,
Okay.
and 8th, 9th and 10th are seniors.
Okay. We'll need to take a short break right now. We will get to know a lot more about Accolades Academy and how the classes are conducted across all schools. Welcome back. We were talking about how the classes are conducted in different schools, sir. So could you just elaborate a little more on how the classes are conducted?
Right. Now we do it during the curriculum time in schools.
Okay.
Yes. The schools have allotted us a particular time. We normally have about an hour and 20 minutes
Okay.
for each of the sessions.
Okay.
And the levels that you spoke about, the very first year of our presence is deemed to be level 1 across classes, whether it be 3rd or 10th.
Okay.
The second year of our presence there is level 2.
Okay.
And what goes into level 1 will be at variance with level 2,
Okay.
and it would keep scaling up.
Okay.
At this point of a time we are in level 3
Okay.
and on to level 4 in a few schools.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Yes.
good. Yes.
And another thing is, if you're talking about the evaluation part of it, and there are so many things,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to get into the technicalities or the nitty-gritties of it.
Okay.
But having said that, what gets scaled up over a period of time is the criticality of evaluation.
Okay.
That gets scaled up over a period of time,
Okay.
because initially what we are very concerned is to get the child out
Oh,
and get the child to be speaking.
yes.
You know, we can't
Yeah.
be too critical about the performance of the child.
Yes.
Okay, once the child gains the confidence, then you fine tune the abilities of a given child.
Okay.
So that's how it is. So it is taken across different levels.
Oh, okay. How can parents play a role in helping children with regard to public speaking?
Right, that's a very good question. See, there have been parents who have come to our institute and said, we need this course for happening for our child.
Yeah,
Right,
okay.
where the child has been a little reluctant.
Okay.
Initially, oh no dad, I don't want to be doing this.
Okay.
But I think it's up to us to make the child feel very comfortable. And let me tell you that we've not had a single child till date who has refused to come to us.
Okay.
Yes, I think it's all about connecting to the children,
Children,
and
yes.
make them love what they are doing.
Yes. Yes.
There have been children who are absolutely reluctant to open up and talk, and they have really gone on to speak very well. So that gives us immense amount of satisfaction,
Okay.
and it's very nice to relate to the young minds.
Yes.
It's a very fructifying or a fulfilling experience.
So your first step would be to remove the fear out of a child.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
How is the course structured in schools, and is it very different from what is being done in your institute?
Not really. As far as the number of sessions are concerned, there would be a difference
Okay.
as to the number of sessions which will be conducted in a given academic year at the schools.
Okay.
Whereas at our institute, it will be a few less. I mean, it will be a little fewer than that.
Okay.
Having said that, there's one difference. See, in the school, what happens is all the children know each other very well,
Yes.
and they're amongst friends, they're amongst classmates.
Yes.
So at times they don't really find it challenging.
Okay.
But when they come out to our institute, every child most of them are unknown to one another.
Yes.
And for them, it's a kind of an extra competition happening. So that enables them
Them.
to, come out with their best.
Best.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on your motto, Get Empowered, Forge Ahead?
Yes, I will gladly do that. Self-empowerment is always very important. It's only when an individual is self-empowered, the person goes all out. So that's the reason we say get empowered.
Yes.
And once you're really empowered, you need to forge ahead. It doesn't matter what you're doing.
Exactly.
You can do anything that you want to, but once you are self-empowered, your self-esteem is at a very high, right? And
Yes.
that self-esteem will enable you to
Yes.
cross boundaries,
True.
do your very best.
Yes.
So the motto has been get empowered and forge ahead.
And very
And-
aptly put. Yes.
And this has really connected with the kids.
Yes.
The not so great performers
Yes.
who had this kind of a feel that they're not up to it,
Okay.
we had to coax them and tell them, look, you have it in you. Don't ever underestimate yourself. You have it in you. So work on it, empower yourself and come out with your very best. And those children have really gone on to prove that.
And they forged ahead.
And they have indeed forged ahead. So that's what Get Empowered, Forge Ahead is all about.
So before we wrap this up, I really want to know why CRESCENDO 2019?
All right. The children in various schools have
Yes.
gone through this training.
Okay.
But the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So how would they fare when they really come up across competition? So we thought we would have a contest, an extemporary speech contest,
Okay.
where children from various schools will get to compete amongst the best
Best.
from the other schools
Okay.
and see for themselves how do they really fare.
Okay.
So that is why we thought of CRESCENDO 2019.
Okay.
This is going to be the first of the annual competitions henceforth, which will be
Okay.
conducted by Accolades Academy
Every year.
every year. We will
Okay.
be having it every year,
Okay.
and this is the first of it.
So could you explain me how these children were selected and?
Oh yes, yes. See, each of these schools would have anywhere between 120 to 200 students in each category.
Okay.
The sub-juniors, the juniors.
Juniors, okay.
We have got a feedback, we have got an evaluation done by the respective resource persons
Okay.
over a period of 4 to 5 months.
Okay.
And they have been evaluated against a few parameters.
Okay.
And the people who have been consistently good and who have progressed further have been shortlisted.
Okay.
So from 200 we brought it down to about 30, from 30 to about 15,
Okay.
and from 15 we finally narrowed it down to 3.
Okay.
So these 3 have been actually kind of selected from about 120 plus children.
Okay.
The 3 who
Three,
represent a given school.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's basically like, what will this a competition like this do for them?
the child, yes.
Yes, it gives them that required exposure,
Okay.
and it's like I told you before, it's one thing to practice in your comfort zone.
Yes.
But now when you suddenly face a huge audience, and when you do that, you get more seasoned.
Yes.
So that way competitions like this will definitely add to their speaking skills, make them perform better.
Better.
So that's why we haven't, we would have very many competitions like this happening in
Okay.
future across schools.
Okay.
Yes. How you're talking about how would they be awarded?
Awarded.
Yes. They would be awarded very suitably in this
Okay.
competition. I think we have this happening on Sunday, and hopefully we should be able to. This will be aired live, hopefully.
Yes.
So when that is done, a lot of parents across and a lot of school authorities will get to see what this competition is all about, and I feel the children will really be motivated to take up this course.
Can you elaborate a little more on that, sir? We can add
Okay,
it
you want me
there.
to elaborate a little more on CRESCENDO 2019? This competition is going to be held in 2 stages, the semi-finals and the finals.
Okay.
We would have approximately about 54 children taking part in the semi-finals.
Okay.
That is about 18 in each category.
Okay.
All right. Now, they would we select, they would compete with one another.
Okay.
Of the 18, the 9 would get to move on to the finals. Yes,
Okay.
and then we would have the 3 top performers, the winner, the first runner-up, and the second runner-up.
runner-up.
That's how it would be.
Sir, I would like to wish you all the best for CRESCENDO 2019, and we hope to have this every year, and I hope a lot more students benefit out of Accolades Academy. Thank you so much. It was
Thank
very
you.
nice having you here.
Thank you very much.